Hey everyone, Austin here. I'm going to be playing some AC/DC. It's been a long time since I've streamed on this channel. Some of you guys may know for the last year I've been streaming on Buffalo Pinball's Twitch channel. I said my goodbyes, a little ways back and wanted to go back out on my own, and so here we are now. I'm sure a lot of you guys that follow me here already caught me on Buffalo Pinball, so you've already seen stuff like AC/DC a thousand times, but in case you haven't, well, here you go. I got AC/DC back in April of last year, and it was actually the original AC/DC I owned back in the end of 2014. No, 2013 is actually when I got it. Wow. Yeah, so I originally got it in 2013, and then I traded it to a local friend for a Batman Dark Knight. Probably not the wisest, trade decision I've ever made in my life. So I had it probably for about, 3-4 months at that time. He kept it, eventually put it on route, and so I got to play it again in person, on route, on location. And then he was looking to sell a couple of pins this past year. AC/DC was one of them. And, since I sold the game, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. Geez, 4 years ago. Wow, time flies. The game's grown on me a lot. I've played a lot of the premium in particular in that time since, and I've gotten a lot better as a player since then. And, so a lot of the rules just sort of clicked for me after a while. And so, yeah, I got it again. He offered it to me, and so I bought it off him in, second quarter of, 2017. And so here we are now. I've got AC/DC, and so for anyone that has watched me on Buffalo Pinball, well, welcome to my AKM Pinball page. If you've never seen it before, for those of you guys that haven't seen me in a year because you weren't following me on Buffalo Pinball, or you couldn't see my stream in the morning, similar time as it is now as I'm going live. But welcome back, and it's good to see you. Hopefully, if I see you, I don't know. I might not see anyone. It's been a year since this channel streamed, so there's a good chance we're not going to actually even have anybody in the chat today. But I'll try to talk my way through the game, and we're going to play a few games at least. I worked from home tonight, and I sat on the couch all night with my work laptop in front of me, and so I felt the need to stand after my shift ended. So my shift ended, about an hour ago now. Fed the cat, made breakfast, ate food, and set up the laptop. I had to reconfigure my stream for the AKM Pinball stuff because it was all set up for the Buffalo Pinball, so I blew away all that stuff. And it's a very basic stream template right now. I've learned a lot as far as stream templates in the last year, not just on the Buffalo side, but with my own personal video game channels. And so I'll spend time eventually getting like some overlays and get the alert box set up and whatnot. So yeah, James R. Crypto, how's it going? Welcome. And I might have to adjust the volume here. Let's see, let's go ahead and hit start. I'll go ahead and turn up a little bit. A lot of Rosie Ellis bells. I don't really know which one I feel like playing right now. Usually I start off with a whole lot of Rosie because it's highly energetic. It's my favorite song to play in the game. I don't have to do a whole lot of thinking for the most part as far as lighting my shots, because every feed to the top lane lights your shots in the playfield. Point values between modes vary, or between songs vary. Picking songs in AC/DC does matter in terms of scoring, and I'll explain more of that later. So let's go ahead and turn up. I'm kind of debating, like I would really love to be able to post this on YouTube afterwards, but if the volume's too loud, I'll get copyright claims on it, or the video will get blocked in a gazillion countries. But screw it, let's go ahead and do it anyway. So after I put the coin door back in, it's gonna auto kick out. That's what it always does in these SAM-based Stern games. So we'll just let it plunge for me. And I got the skill shot, which gave me a VIP pass. So the big thing about AC/DC is knowing where your multi-balls are and how to get your notes lit. So every song in the game has a activation shot that lights all your notes in the playfield. So I like Whole Lotta Rosie, and I recommend Whole Lotta Rosie a lot to new players as well, because you don't really have to think much about the activation shots because it's the top lanes. Any lit top lane will get you will activate your song notes. And then completing all three at the top will relight them. The point values on them will raise just a little bit. And so what's interesting about Whole Lotta Rosie too is you can relight your notes, even though I've already picked out the left orbit in both ramps, but it'll relight those shots. I'll let that drain. Let's try to play legit. But I always like to show that off if I can. These Sterns from, the last X amount of years, really great death save machines. So if you ever want to learn how to do a death save, do it on a modern Stern. It's usually quite easy to do death saves on them, especially if you could slide the machine across the floor easily. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and try to go for that lit shot up there, which awards us a VIP pass. AC/DC has this button on it. It was one of the earlier Sterns to have a button on it, and then it kind of started the whole button on the lockdown bar trend. It wasn't the first ever to have a button on the lockdown bar, but it's really what kick-started the current trend. You see them on a lot of games now, and but it's a really important function on AC/DC. It'll spot you one of your notes on the playfield. So I've got 4 notes lit. I already collected the left ramp. If I hit a VIP pass, it'll spot one. So it just spotted the left orbit for me. Now the reason that's important is that in Multiball, your Add-A-Ball is based on you collecting your lit notes. So if I got into Multiball right now, I hit my 3 lit shots, outside the jackpot shots, it would add a ball. So the idea is to pick apart enough shots to where you've got 1 left, and then when you're draining or when you feel like you need it, use your VIP pass to spot you your last shot to give you your Add-A-Ball. So like I was talking about with multi-balls, you need to know where those are too. So for our first multi-ball jam, you just hit the ramps over and over to qualify it. So you can see it's flashing here on the left, and we're gonna just, well, I was gonna say attempt to backhand the right ramp, and then feeding the cannon from the right ramp will start your multi-ball. And then in that multi-ball, the jackpot shots are the subsequent shots that you had to make to prepare it. So for Jam Multiball, it's the ramps. So Jam Multiball is the multi-ball you're going to play the most frequently. Let's get control here. That's not getting control. And I actually messed that up because I wanted to hit that bell first, which would have left my right orbit open for the Add-A-Ball. But because I demonstrated the VIP pass on the previous ball, I wasted a VIP pass. If I still had 2 VIP passes, I could have got my Add-A-Ball there by using both of them. So we just got another VIP pass. So that gives us 1 in our inventory right now. So the next multi-ball we can try to go for is Album Multi-Ball, which is the side stand-up targets, and we just drained. So completing an X amount of target banks, either the AC/DC bank, the TNT bank, or the Rockstar bank, will light Album Multi-Ball. And just like in Jam Multi-Ball, where you hit the ramps to qualify Jam, and you hit the ramps again to collect the jackpots, in Album Multi-Ball, you hit the stand-up targets, complete those, and then when you're in the multi-ball, you just hit the stand-up targets again. There's an interesting feature, though, where if you combo shots off the stand-up targets, so if I complete the AC/DC bank, it ricochets into the TNT bank, and I complete that one, coincidentally, and it ricochets into the rock bank, and I complete that coincidentally, you get a multiplier on that. So it's like 1x, 2x, 3x, basically. So a little interesting feature I don't think a lot of people know about when they play this game. So we're going to do Highway to Hell. This is another one that's really easy to spot your shots. And if you're ever confused as to what spots your shots, or lights your shots, I should say, not spot, but what lights, is the one glowing, flashing shot. On the premium, it's easier to tell because you've got color changing inserts. On the Pro, you do not, so you have to just look at the one that's flashing constantly, and that's, right now, nothing's lit, but once I do get things lit, like right now, it's hard to tell which one is your activation shot. You know, and you figure out details like that just by playing the game more and more. So now what I'm going to do is just try to go into Jam Multiball, and let's try to have a better game than we did last time. Unfortunately, you know, like I said, I've been working all night, and so I do still have to warm up. So if I'm not feeling comfortable with the backhands, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just do forward hands. One of the nice things about AC/DC is that it's got huge, wide open ramps. I need to warm up, big time. There we go. And Jam Multiball is ready. There we go. Now we're in the Jam Multiball. Now the next big feature in the game, aside from the cannon, is the bell. And it's really good to hit the bell because every 3 times you hit the bell, you start a multiplier. It starts off at 2x, and then you hit it 3 more times, and you'll get 3 times playfield. So first thing I need to do is focus on getting my add-a-ball this time when I need it. That was actually a good nudge. And we lost our add-a-ball chance. But that's okay. Because it's Jam Multiball. You'll get right back into it. I'm pretty sure I only had 1 VIP pass. If you hold both buttons down, you go into Instant Info. It should tell you how many VIP passes you have. The Instant Info in this game is pretty good. I have 1 VIP pass, as you can see. 3 combos, extra ball lit at 25. That's really good to know. 7 more ramps for Jam Multiball. Blah blah blah. And yeah. Now, if I was feeling really risky right now, I could go for the target banks. Get that game line back up. That was a risky shot. I went for the left AC/DC target bank. I missed. I did end up getting the TNT, but really I shouldn't have gone for it. AC/DC can be a very drainy game especially once you start getting side-to-side movement. So going for the target banks is usually not a very good idea. If I go for them, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to go for them when I've got ball save on. We'll try to go for them anyway, and I'm just totally undershooting or overshooting. Wow, that was a horrible ball too. If you ever own an AC/DC Pro, you'll probably find yourself having games like this quite frequently, actually. Yeah, if only I just made the shots, I probably wouldn't be having trouble like this. Just let it bounce over. I'm actually trying to just go to Alva Multiball so I can show you guys what it's like. Let's go for the TNT bank instead. That was a failed death save. I could have death saved, but halfway through doing it, I was like, nah. Well, that was another terrible game, but that's okay. So let's do something interesting like TNT. TNT is a song I never play for scoring because it requires you to hit the center TNT banks to light your notes in the playfield, which is very, very risky. My outlanes are also all the way out, so I don't know if that's stock. I don't know if that's factory, but that's how it is right now. And so that definitely adds to the drain factor. I do still have rubbers on the post at least, so that definitely helps. I am not going to go for the TNT bank right now. I'm going to just try to go back to jam multi-ball. 5 more shots. Comboing your shots is really good in this game because you get combo points. The combo points can actually become pretty large. We just got 285,000 for a combo, which is a nice little chunk of points in this game. You know, you get a bunch of those, and it builds every time you successfully make combos as well. And the jukebox is lit. I'll explain that a little bit later. Oh, look at that. We got a jukebox. If I wanted to, I could switch off the jukebox and go to a different song. We'll do Let There Be Rock. I want to say that switching off songs boosts your note values a little bit. I don't know if it's significant. I know there's more details to it. I need to look up the rule sheet again to clarify. So the activation shot on this song is the side rock target. It's very risky, but this song can be really lucrative actually because there's a lot of side-to-side movement on AC/DC, especially when you're in multi-ball. A lot of times you'll get free hits off the slingshots. Of course, with that side-to-side movement, you risk draining. But as you can see, with the ball just constantly bouncing back and forth, you'll find that you'll get a lot of free hits on the side rock bank. And the side rock bank is actually worth decent points. And so, if I'm going to be playing a very multi-ball heavy game, Let There Be Rock is not a bad choice. Just keep in mind that it's harder to get it lit. I think you have to hit it 3 or 4 times to get your notes lit. There's one. There we go. Got our notes lit. So now I need to focus on picking off my notes so I can get my attaballs. I would really like to get my attaball this time. Alright, there's the bell. And we're going to try to do a over-under if we can. Just like that. Screw it. I use 2 VIP passes. I don't usually like using 2 VIP passes to get the attaball, but we just got the attaball just to demonstrate. Getting some really awful drains today, but you know, that's what happens on AC/DC. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, so every skill shot you get up top, you can get a VIP pass. There is also a super skill shot. Unfortunately, I can't demonstrate it for you because my control gate on the up on the top lanes is not functioning. The lugs on the coils just snapped off completely, so I need to replace the coil up there. I basically have just been playing the game as is, so if you ever hit the left orbit like this, it always diverts to the top. Wow, I'm getting some lucky left orbit bounces into the jukebox. That can happen on pretty much any model of AC/DC, but whether the gate's open or not, sometimes you can get some weird ricochets up there. But to happen twice in a row is interesting, to say the least. So we're in Shook Me All Night Long. Basically, either both left orbits or the pop bumpers light your notes. And it'll tell you on the DMD how many pops you need. Looks like we hit that threshold. The threshold grows and grows and grows. Not a bad song. I wouldn't say it's the best. I don't usually play it too often these days. That's what I'm talking about. Those drains, man, are absolutely horrible right now. Well, let's us start anew. Maybe we'll have a big game. All right, so this time what I'll do is I'll just play a single song. Some of the pros will tell you to play Thunderstruck because the activation shot is on the the stand-up targets at the bottom of the ramps. And there's the opportunity to miss your ramp shots, but still get a jackpot for it by hitting the roving thunderstruck target. That was a horrible choice. All right, we're gonna just reset that. I'm not taking that AC/DC. If you have game restart on, don't get too comfortable with using it. You'll end up abusing it more often than not. That is certainly the habit I get into personally. Nice. Let's just go ahead and just prep our multi-ball if we can. So we got our Thunderstruck target. What's cool about Thunderstruck is that there's a roving shot that's worth more points than your normal shots. It looks like we missed it. And whenever I load the cannon for a shot that I don't really need, I try to hit the left orbit if I can. It's pretty safe actually. If it doesn't go up all the way around, what'll happen is it will feed back to your left flipper. Bam, got the roving shot. So that roving shot's worth about, it seems like it's worth about twice as much. Yeah, because my 1x shot was about 300,000 points. The roving shot was 600,000. Alright, Jam Multiball is lit. We still have 2 shots lit, actually, so I have to think about that when going into this multi-ball. So I'm going to actually be avoiding the bell right now. And the reason for that is my right orbit switch is a little iffy. Very sensitive, I should say. And so a lot of times when the balls are in the pops, that right orbit switch will just fire on its own. So I want to see if it fires before going for that bell. Okay, so all we need now is the right orbit if we're going to get our Add-A-Ball. So since we only need ramps, we're just going ramps all day now. Oh, man. Having a hard time making my shots. Alright, so I used my 1 VIP pass for the Add-A-Ball. There we go. Alright, so the cannon's going, but I don't have control on the bottom side of the playfield. That was an awful situation. You don't ever want to feed the cannon when your other balls are out of control, because then that happens. You try to get control, and you fail. And I am really having a hell of a time with my ramp shots. Just going to wait for that roving shot and try to backhand it like that. This game does need to be cleaned. Yeah. I played it a lot on the Buffalo Pinball channel, and I haven't cleaned it. I don't think I've wiped it down in about 2 months now, so... I'm getting a lot of ramp rejections right now, which is quite odd. Very unusual for AC/DC. Rejections absolutely happen on this game, trust me, and you have to get used to them when you play this game, but I'm not used to seeing them that much on my Pro. So, the other, I'd say, largest feature in the game is the cannon. There's a couple different types of shots you can pick off from the cannon. Some really big jackpot shots and whatnot. To light the cannon, you have to complete your in lanes. There's four lanes out on the bottom of the playfield. The fire lanes is what they call them. And when you complete them a certain amount of times, you'll light the cannon for an award of some kind. The song jackpot is the big award. Song jackpot's the big award, which is basically a culminating jackpot based on, various shots you hit. And when you spell fire 3 times, you'll get a chance to fire for the song jackpot on this target bank on the side. There we go. Jam is lit again. The combos are pretty good points now, 345. And we have the chance to collect the song jackpot. I'll collect it just to demonstrate it. It's always the song jackpot is always the center target on the AC/DC bank. And it looks like we just got our Atta Ball mistakenly. So that was a mistake on my part, but I'll take it. What I prefer to do is try to play out 2-ball multi-ball as much as I can because of things like that. And then use the VIP pass to get my Atta Ball. So I kind of failed at that. Wow. Really awful drain. So one on the left, and then I tried doing an over-under, and for some reason the left slingshot actually fired. I wasn't expecting it to fire. Went pop, 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 outland. So that was a really awful multi-ball. And since I already death saved, I had no warnings. So go ahead and just stick it with stick to Thunderstruck. And my game is also leaning left, so it also has the tendency to feed straight down the middle like that from the pops. Even though there's the wire guide is up there, which is something they started putting on some of these sterns from this era. Avatar was one that had major problems with straight down the middles from the pops, and there was a fix you could get from Stern directly that basically put a wire guide up there, and AC/DC has the exact same thing on it, except on AC/DC on the pros I believe it came from factory, on all of them. I think on Avatar, some of them on Avatar I think came from factory, like later Avatar runs, because they ran that game for a long time. But AC/DC I think it was there right from the beginning on the pros. The premium doesn't have it. So, pretty awful games here, man. I am not showing this game off. I'm not giving this game the respect it deserves. On the other hand, the game's not really giving me the respect either. I'm getting some really bad drains. And a lot of rejects on the ramps and things like that. So, let's do War Machine. War Machine's always a good one. Nice droning tune. Kind of gets me in the mood. Yeah, so the activation shot on War Machine is the spinner, which is on the left orbit. And in War Machine, the spinner is actually worth decent points. It starts off relatively small, but you can build it up to where it's significant. And so what some people will do is they'll just play War Machine all day and just keep milking that spinner. And the cannon's always lit when you start your game. It's for the song jackpot, which at the start of a game, the song jackpot's not worth anything. So you never go for the song jackpot in the beginning, unless you're in a competition match or something, and 1 million points will win the match for you. Yeah, I'm doing a horrible job with my shots. I keep overshooting and undershooting, and then when I try to get control, the ball just wants to keep bouncing. I can't get it under control. So that's pinball. You gotta learn to make your shots consistently. There we go. Making the shots. That's what it's all about, especially on AC/DC, man. If you don't make your shots on AC/DC, it is extremely dangerous. We're just going to backhand the right ramp. So we got two lit shots. We got the bell and we got the right orbit. That'll give us our Atta Ball. So I don't want to hit those shots just yet. Just like I said before, I want to get control of both balls. And what I should do is try to get control while ball save's going and not goof off. There we go. Now we're just going to go for ramps. Actually, I'm going to go for the bell. Bam, there we go. That way, in case I do drain one of the balls, I can just use one VIP pass to get that Atta Ball. And so now it's just ramps over and over. And get that Atta Ball. Completed our fire lane, so the cannon's lit. Cannon's going to be lit for the song jackpot, which I don't really want right now. I haven't really hit anything, so the song jackpot's not really worth much. But just in case, I'll try to get that. Holy shit, man. This game just does not want me to play at all. It's like, hey, go, stop playing, go do something else. Yeah, so what the plan was to get the bell going, to get a multiplier going, and then cash in that song jackpot. So there we go. Let's just cash in the song jackpot, and then I'll just let it drain. Or not, I'll just let it drain. That was an absolutely horrific ball one. Wow, and I got another warning for that. That calls for a restart. It's not like anyone's watching anyway. So, alright. Back to Rosie. The only downside of the Rosie is that you can't actually progress your end-of-ball bonus multiplier. So that is a sacrifice you make. There are actually super modes in this game. One of the super modes is super lanes, which lights one of the bottom lanes. And if you actually drain a ball on the lane that's lit, you'll get a end-of-ball bonus X that applies on top of the normal bonus X that you get from the top lanes. And that can actually be pretty significant if you have, you know, if you have a pretty good ball. Alright, how about a good game, Austin? You're not a scrub. There we go. Get into that rhythm. Jam Multiball's lit. Gotta be good with those flipper flicks to get that ball under control. Sometimes the ball's looking like it's gonna roll off that flipper. If you flick it at the right time, it'll just it'll flick backwards, and you can actually try to do that a couple times and get the ball under control on that same flipper instead of having it roll off. Alright, so I think the right orbit's the only shot I need to get my add-a-ball. So for me, the best strategy in Jam Multiball is the over-under. I basically do it like this, over and under, like that. Now what's nice about Jam Multiball is if you combo your shots, the second shot is worth double. So your second jackpot is worth double. Song jackpot's lit for 3 mil, not worth it. Alright, so I intentionally timed that cannon shot into the left orbit. So, it was risky of me to throw the other ball up while the other ball was in the cannon. But I went ahead and did it anyway. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. There's our add-a-ball. So the slingshot hit the ball up to the right orbit, which is the shot we needed for the add-a-ball. And if I wanted to, yep, got it. Could go for the bell. And 2x jackpots are fine with me. Wow, that was certainly a way to go. Yeah, so that was definitely player failure right there, draining 3 balls at once. And that's going out. Yeah, one of the most dangerous bounces in this game is from the top of the right slingshot. My left out lane is just wide open, and if it hits the top of that slingshot, it always just bounces straight to the out lane. Oh, and I hit that TNT target, which sent it flying right back down the middle. Wow, so this game started off really well, and now it's going south really fast. Really fast. Now, you know, I do have extra balls on, and there's a couple extra balls I can get. One of the extra balls is from 25 combos, which we're probably about halfway at right now. Unfortunately, it's giving us jackpot animation, so I can't see. Oh, the 4-way combo. Never mind. We are not halfway there. We're only about a fifth of the way there, unfortunately. for the combo extra ball. There's also an extra ball in the target banks as well. So we got Jam Multiball lit again. So like I said, you can actually get right back in the Jam Multiball pretty easily if you can focus down, double down on your shots. There we go. We got a bell, and we need left orbit and right orbit for Add-a-ball. Alright, now we just need the right orbit for the Add-a-ball. I'm gonna just go for the bell again, why not? Back in the right ramp for a jackpot, and then go for the bell. What's nice is if you go for something like right ramp into the bell, it counts as a combo. Alright, use our Add-a-ball. It's probably song jackpot, combo jackpot, no. So we're just gonna go for the bell again. Every time you hit the bell, it resets your playfield multiplier. Resets the playfield multiplier timer. So if you got a free chance to hit the bell, it's really good to hit it, especially if it's in safety. And we're going to lose our multiplier, but one more bell shot should give us another 2x, and I'm not going to take it. I'm really tempted to take it, but I'm not going to. Back in that left orbit. Get that last note. So we're at 58 mil, not too great. And what do I want to do? How many orbits are we at? I could use my instant info to tell me where I'm at for my multi-balls. You know, if I can get control. Getting some really weird bounces right now. And I actually don't want to complete my fire lanes because it's going to light the song jackpot, I think. I think I'm on my last fire lane completion. Let's find out. Yeah, one fire lane, yeah, and the song jackpot's 13 mil. So I'm going to try to keep that unlit for now. And we'll just try Jam Multiball again. Unfortunately, I'm not having much luck on my target banks. What I also meant to check was where I was at on the orbits, but I'll just hit the orbits anyway. Hey, Jack, what's going on, man? Yeah, you know, I tuned into your stream for a few minutes last night. I was working from home, and you were playing it, and I was like, AC/DC. I was like, you don't see a lot of pros stream. It feels like everyone's got the premiums. But, yeah, that looked like it was your machine. I was like, isn't that his place? So, hopefully you're liking the game, man. And that was still a pretty terrible game. I'm actually pretty... I don't think we've broken 66 million yet, which is absolutely terrible. Absolutely freaking terrible. I mean, for me especially, I mean, you look at the high score list, and it's just like 66 million is just like dropping the bucket. But yeah, as I said last night, I worked from home. I sat on the couch all night, you know, at my work laptop in front of me, and I just felt the need to get up. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream some pinball on my pinball channel. It's been like over a year since I've done it. Temporary loan, right on. Yeah, I might be doing a similar thing. Actually, with AC/DC, I might be trading with someone for a Mustang temporarily for like a month or two. That'll be pretty cool. All right, we'll do Let There Be Rock again. Like I said, this one can be worth a lot of points actually, because with all the side-to-side movement, the balls are constantly hitting the rock targets, which is, you know, relighting your notes, but also giving you decent points. I just got 250k from my first shot on that. That's, you know, it's free points basically. And then once you light your notes, the values are pretty decent. we go. There's another. I'm going to go for that left orbit. Mustang gets a bad rap. Another game you're gonna redeem soon. Nice. Yeah, I've played it a couple of times, mainly at like conventions, and it seems like a pretty cool game to me. Can we do it without draining? Okay. Yeah, it seems like a pretty cool game to me, and it seems like it's really fast when you get into like a rhythm and flow with it. Okay, so that's really dangerous going for those targets, but I kind of want to show off Alvin Multiball. I've only showed off Jam Multiball, and I've played like 6 games now, so that's pretty awful. And I could tell I really need a flipper rebuild badly now, because like I'm hitting where I'm supposed to be hitting to do the side-to-side shots, or like the more angled shots, like for the C on the AC/DC bag. And the ball is like hitting the A instead. We'll just stick with Let There Be Rock. Yeah, when I bought this game in April of last year, it had been routed for about 2 years straight. Never had a flipper rebuild or anything as far as I'm aware. And so I think it's definitely time. Usually what I do is I do flipper rebuilds when I buy games, but when I got this AC/DC, I cleaned and waxed it the first night I got it. And it played like, it was like greased lightning, man. It was insanely fast. And it's still really fast, but... Oh crap, I got both multi-balls lit. Well, what I'm going to do is go for something else then. If I ever get both 2 multi-balls lit, I don't play them together. I like to try to get all 3. It's either all or nothing for me. Because there's a big benefit to playing all 3 multi-balls together. And the big thing with all 3 multi-balls together is that your bell is always lit for a good-sized jackpot shot. It's like 2 or 3 million points. Actually, no, I think it's only like 1 point something, but when you get the multiplier up, it's worth like 3 million a pop. We'll see. There we go. Tor multi-ball is lit. Yeah, the Pro is insanely fast, Jack. It's crazy, man. Like, I play premiums all the time, and they're so slow. And honestly, it's refreshing. I kind of like the difference. You know, if I'm in like a slow mood, I can go play a friend's premium, and if I want things just breaking my balls, I'll play the Pro. So here we go. We got all 3 multi-balls going at the same time. And so that also means all the shots are lit for jackpot. So pretty much any shot I hit is going to award me jackpot points. But the money shot is the bell up top. See, I just got 950k for a non-multiplied bell shot. We did it again. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I do want my add-a-ball. See, there we go. Now it's almost 2 million a shot for the bell. You got 2x playfield. Alright, so I actually need to get all my notes lit. I don't think I have any notes lit for add-a-ball. And there's the multi-ball. Yeah. Yeah, I had just gotten all the notes lit, and I wasted 2 VIP passes, so... Alright, see ya, man. Take care, man. Thanks for tuning in, Jack. I appreciate it, man. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and just stick it out with Let There Be Rock. A lot of times when I play AC/DC, I don't do a lot of bouncing from song to song. I kind of get into a rhythm and flow with just a single song. So we actually got Super Lanes lit. And Super Lanes is the one I was talking about, where there will be a flashing lane on the fire lanes. If you hit that, and you hit a subsequent shot afterwards without missing, it'll be worth, I want to say it's double. Here it is. I just collected it again. Missed my shot, unfortunately. But if I hit that combo, it would have been worth double what the combos are normally worth. I'm gonna go... Okay. I'm gonna say go for that bell. There we go. I don't know what I want to do. Let's just go for jam. Jam is lit. Alright, we got the cannon, and... I don't even know if I have any VIP passes. I do. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm not going to go for the bell, actually. I'm just going to go for my normal jackpots on the ramps. And again, we're just going to try to do the over-under. So, you know, when you combo a ramp jackpot into the next, you know, that second shot combo for the doubler is on a timer. But you can still get that doubled shot with the over-under. A 7 million song jackpot. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Normally I wouldn't take it for that kind of value. I would just focus on my jackpots. Because if you get a certain amount of jackpots, you will get a super jackpot for that multi-ball that you're in. And that's the ultimate goal that you want to go for when you're playing multi-ball. I forgot, because I'm in Let There Be Rock, I have two choices here. I could either try to do an over-under, or I can try to backhand into the rock targets, just like that. And sometimes that'll be my choice. It's just backhand into the rock targets. It's easy points. I just hit it twice for doing that. And if my notes weren't lit, it relights them after a certain amount of shots. So it's just an all-around good choice. Especially if you have really sensitive slingshots, where if you try to do the over-under... Alright, add a ball. Especially if you try to do the over-under and it triggers the slingshots immediately. There are a lot of games I play, especially on route, that are set up like that. And there's our multi-ball. Still haven't gotten a super jackpot, but I think we're probably relatively close to it. And so what I should probably do is just keep trying to go for jam multi-ball again. Again, and again, and again. Nice. So we got a 2x shot. Or a multiplied shot, anyway. Alright, let's backhand that left ramp, just like that. Alright, what's the cannon got for us? Probably not much. Combo jackpot. So that means if there's a combo jackpot lit... I thought that only lights if you have super combos, but I don't have super combos. That's weird. I guess you get a combo jackpot even without having super combos active, so that's good to know. I didn't know that. Unless that's a bug. Alright, getting very close to jam multi-ball again. And you can see how I'm getting pretty much 500,000 points a shot just for the Let There Be Rock notes. Extra ball's lit. That's our extra ball, combo extra ball. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the cannon open again. Not cannon, the bell open again. I really need to get my game leveled right, because this draining straight down the middle nonsense from the bell is really infuriating. And, you know, that's something that comes with the territory on AC/DC. You have to expect that that's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and take that song jackpot as well. I didn't really want to take it, but I've had so many crappy games, I might as well. I'm going to go ahead and try to get our add ball as well. Okay, so we got another extra ball lit. Come on. Wow. Wasn't able to get my add ball because I had no VIP passes. And I wasn't able to hit the bell. Yeah, so that was a big missed opportunity too. Alright. Again, I'm just going to stick with Let There Be Rock. Alright, so no good setups on the AC/DC or TNT bank. And what ball are we on? Ball 2. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that extra ball right now then if we're on ball 2. Alright, so 10 more for Jam Multiball again. So one thing I'll do is I'll get into a rhythm where I'll do left ramp, left orbit. That way I'm progressing towards Jam Multiball, and then I'll progress towards Tour Multiball at the same time, just like that. And if I was on an AC/DC with a working control gate up top, then I'd be able to try to either live catch on the way back around to the lower flipper, or maybe try to hit it again, try to get multiple orbit shots back to back. It's probably not something I would do in competition. If I was in competition, what I would do is just play Jam Multiball all day. Okay, I really don't want to go for that TNT, but I did it. I told myself it was a bad idea. I did it anyway. The TNT targets are death shots, both on the Pro and the Premium. And the target specifically that is deathier, I guess, riskier than the other ones, varies from machine to machine. So I find that if I go for the end, a lot of times I won't get a straight down the middle. But if I go for that right T from the left flipper in particular, I do get a straight down the middle. I'm going to go for that lightning bolt on the far left as well. Come on, target, do you not want to register or something? There we go. Alpha Multiball is lit again, so we're going to go ahead and take it. And what I'm going to do is actually shoot the bell into the AC/DC target bank to hopefully reflect the ball into the rock targets. There we go. So I got one rock bank. I want to get another one because I want to light my notes so I get the out of ball. There we go. We got our not our out of ball, but we got our notes lit. Cannon's going. We go for that left orbit. And I missed. That's okay. Holy crap, get under control, man. Alright, so I need left orbit and bell and right orbit. Okay, so we're going to go for that left orbit. There's one. Let's go for that bell. Alright, I had 2 VIP passes. I don't like using 2 VIP passes, but I went ahead and did it anyway. No out-of-ball. Or I should say no ball save. I thought I had ball save. I have to watch out for that because my extra ball insert down below, or rock again light, will sometimes flicker. And sometimes you can mistake that for out-of-ball or ball save. And that's exactly what I did. I saw it was still like slightly blinking, but no, it was just like socket flicker. It wasn't because it was ball save was actually on. Ball save had just gone off. Alright, so back to the jam grind. That was an interesting ramp hop. Backhand to the right ramp, ball went up and over into the pops. Weird things can happen like that on AC/DC. Particularly really fast AC/DCs. You'll play AC/DCs that are really slow, and stuff like that will never happen. But on a fast AC/DC like this, you'll get some really weird air balls. Alright, jam is lit again. If we do this right, we should be able to get our super jackpot. As long as jackpots live for 10 million, I don't really care. 10 million is not that much. Okay, so we just need the right orbit for the out-of-ball. Let's go ahead and take it. We're going to go ahead and take it because I have no VIP passes. We got 2x playfield, so let's take advantage of that. Wow, I am absolutely a terrible pinball player today. We just wasted that multi-ball completely. Hey, but I got a backhand on the bell to a drain. So that's absolutely horrible. I think we might do one more game after this, and then I'll try to play again. And what I might do is actually go in and turn extra balls off. I usually leave extra balls on when I play because AC/DC does have a wizard mode. It's called Encore. It's insanely difficult to get to. It's one of those wizard modes that, I don't know, you kind of got to be lucky if you plan on getting to it without extra balls. So I always leave extra balls on when I play. But for the sake of the next game, I think I'm going to turn them off. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, extra balls are probably under the standard adjustments. Let's see. It's been a while since I've gone through these. Oops. Actually, what I'll do is I will do one extra ball. I'll set it to kind of like... No, I'll do no extra balls. Hey, Burrs, how's it going, man? No, I'm not playing in States. I didn't play in a single tournament last year after the States. I might have actually if it was local, but you know, because they got to appease those Richmond folks. They're doing it 2 hours south, and I'm not driving to Richmond. I'm not wasting a day doing that. So. I mean, I might not have even done it even if it was up here, but if it was up here, I would have actually considered it because I didn't play in a single event after the state champs last year, and I still was 1 out from qualifying. And over half the players that qualified for Virginia were Maryland players, so I knew that at least one of them would call out or not accept. And so I thought it would be really funny actually to not have played a tournament all year and then go in and win the state championships again. But honestly, I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm still in that like I'm not really feeling it phase with the competition. You know, I mean, I might come out of my shell a little bit this year, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, I do have friends that are going down there, so it's like it's not like the travel's that big of a deal. But I really don't like traveling. I mean, it's gonna be 4 hours of driving just for a pinball tournament. I don't really care about that much. And then scheduling is actually not the issue this year, surprisingly, because I actually have Sundays off now. So you know, that might actually incentivize me to go out and do more tournaments. Because one of the big holdbacks is that, you know, once I'm done with the tournament on Saturday night, I got to wake up and go to work the next day, and it's always annoying. You know, wasting my last weekend day for a pinball tournament. But now that, you know, I'll have all Sunday to recoup, or if I have travel and I need to travel back, you know, I've got Sunday to deal with it. I don't have to rush back. So, I don't know. Yeah, there's a couple different things with it, or a couple different reasons, but, yeah, ultimately, I'm not really interested right now. So, but yeah, like I said, it would have been fun to go down and still play. It's like the system is kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's not really the system's broken, but Virginia needs to step their damn game up because I didn't play a single event after the state champs last year. and there's like nobody that he's near the top like that should be like, what the hell, Virginia? Come on. It's like, there's Kevin Kuntz in Richmond, and he's an awesome player. And then there's me, and then there's like Kevin Stone, but Kevin Stone's not ranked as high because he doesn't even play in his own. Actually, he does play in his own tournaments. Actually, does he get the Whopper points for it? No. Yeah, no, he still gets the IFPA points for it. But then, like that's it. I mean, Dave Horner. But Dave Horner seems to be not playing a whole lot either. That's it. There's no one else. There's a lot of events. And look at everybody's still sucking. Like, come on. Ah. You're going to be playing in a league starting this week. Awesome, Burrs. Hell yeah, man. League is fun. Yeah, I'm technically in a situation now where I can't play League because, yeah, Edon's third in state. Yep. And he should be there. You know, Edon plays a lot, and when he gets into competition, he can play really well. He can play really well in competition, much more than he does, you know, in person. He doesn't take his in-person play seriously, but competition, you know, he can get into the zone. He doesn't learn rule sets super in depth or involved, but he can still get in the zone and play really smart in competition. And so yeah, he places high in a lot of events. So, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I would like to see more people taking it seriously in Virginia. If more people took it seriously, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd get out and start taking it seriously again. But when you're the person that like everyone in your local group fears, then it's not good, you know. And I don't know, I'm not into it enough nowadays to want to like travel. You know, I missed Pinburg last year. I didn't even bother trying to sign up. I was just like, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe things will change. You know, like being off the Buffalo Pinball stream now and having that time back to myself, and being able to focus on my own things, like this pinball streaming channel. You know, it's kind of motivated me to start doing stuff with some of my own channels again. Like, I'm doing a stream right now, and then last week I uploaded a gameplay video on my YouTube channel of Break Shot, so I haven't uploaded one of those in like 6 months. So maybe as this year goes on, I'll get the bug again. I'll go out and start competing. What, Patchouli? You want to come up here? You want to come up here? Yeah? Or are you just going to sit over there and keep talking to me? Right, you coming over? What are you doing, Patchouli? Come on. Come on, Patchouli. Come on, Patchouli. Come on, girl. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up, Patchouli? Come on, Patchouli. You want to come over here? Here. Can you jump over here, babe? Patchouli. Patchouli. Come here. Come here. Can you jump over here? Can you come over here? Here. You want me to do it for you? Hi. Where are you going? Where are you going, Patchouli? Hey, you. Come here. I'm sure Birds wants to see you. Hi. What you doing? What you doing, Patchouli? Stop it! 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 There you go. Good girl. She was being very standoffish for some reason. Very standoffish. It's probably because I kept her in the bedroom all night tonight because I was working from home. And when I work from home, a lot of times what she does is she starts to get very, very naggy. It's like, Cat, I'm trying to work. Like, I have a job. I have a job I have to do. I can't have you bugging me the whole night. So I put her in the bedroom. And then when I was swapping glass from Dirty Harry to AC/DC, I had both lockdown bars on the top of the counter. Well, she gets up, nudges one, and one of them falls to the floor, which scares the hell out of her. She bolts into the bedroom again. Yes, you are right, Burrs. You are right. In her mind, my job is caring for her. In her mind, my job is caring for her. Good girl. Here, come here, Julie. Yeah, there's probably people that haven't tuned in here in a while, so they're probably going to wonder who you are. I'm sure she's been on my AKM pinball streams before. It's just been so long since I've streamed here that some people might have forgot. I know there's a lot of people that missed me. A lot of people I didn't see on the Buffalo pinball streams that I would see on my pinball channel here. See, I really don't want to try to play with you on top of the machine, but let's do it. Yeah, I actually meant to say that last game was probably going to be my last one, but I'll try to have one more normal game. It's really hard to see with you in front of the flippers, Julie. Yes, I mean, this isn't like Buffalo Pinball where I'm going to be here for like 3 hours. I was actually intending on just coming up, having a couple of good games, and then stopping, but I ended up having many, many bad games. But it was good to have gotten, to scratch the itch, so to say. You know, like I said, I worked from home all night. I was on my butt on a couch with my work laptop in front of me, watching games done quick in the process. And I was like, I need to stand up. So I got the urge to play pinball, and I was like, you know what, I'll get my stream key and everything implemented again, and do kind of do a test stream for the AKM pinball, see who pops in. You are approximately the third person to show up, Burrs, and you are the second person to say more than one sentence. Not even a sentence, but like one line of text. More likely to stop after a few bad games. But Truly's just chilling. I can't get that backhand at all. Okay, can I fire the cannon with you, Patchouli? Nope, not working. Her butt's on the fire button, but it's just far enough over to the side where I can't like push her back down and fire the cannon. There's a stream on Buffalo Pinball where her whole butt was on the fire button, but it wasn't pressing it. So I would just like slightly push down her back, and it would fire the cannon. And she just had no idea what was happening. So I was like, kitty fire, kitty fire. Yeah, Jack was in here too, which was pretty cool. So, left about the time you got connected. Okay. Yeah, we've had, you know, it's been about 5 to 8 people here the whole time. So definitely a few lurkers for sure. One of those is actually me though. I'm streaming from the Xbox One, previewing the streams. That counts as a viewer too. So really it's only like 7 viewers. Alright. Can we try it again, Patchouli? You look kind of like a teddy bear from up above. Yeah, you know, it's actually a habit I've gotten out of doing burrs, because if something goes wrong, usually OBS will tell me. Like, OBS will say you're getting lots and lots of dropped frames, or the transfer rate goes down to 0. So I try to just monitor that now. One reason is that, you know, I do have bandwidth caps here, and if I'm constantly previewing my streams, not only am I transmitting the data for that stream, but I'm re-downloading it, which is just a total waste of bandwidth. And while I don't hit, like, I don't get near my cap that often, I have gotten really close to it because of months where I was just, you know, monitoring the streams while I was streaming them. So, hey Howard, how's it going, man? I'm going for that TNT target, which is not wise, but... There we go. Alright, Jam Multiball is ready! Can we have a not-so-crappy Jam Multiball? There we go. We got our orbit. Got control. We're gonna go for our bell again. Bam. So now we can just use our VIP pass to get our outer ball. This is ramps, ramps, ramps now. See, if you do it fast enough, you can still get the combo value for your jam jackpots. Even with cradling up, doing the over-under, there's still just enough combo time to get it. So really, that's the strategy you want to do if you're in Jam Multiball. That is the absolute strategy you want to do. That's probably going to be Song Jackpot. I didn't want to actually light that yet. Yeah, it's still only 7 million. It's still only 7 million because we haven't collected any notes. The Song Jackpot is derived from your notes, your lit notes. And if you're not collecting lit notes, your Song Jackpot's not going to go up very fast. go. Album multi-ball. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going straight to the damn out lane. Alright, so we're going to try to go ahead and collect our album multi-ball. And then we're going to hit the bell. I went ahead and just hit the bell to start. There we go. Ramp and non-ramp. There we go. Gonna hit the bell again. Or not. Man, I am just not hitting anything well at all today. And missing that bell cost us our 2x playfield multiplier. That's why hitting things in the game is good, guys. Alright, let's see if I can get this under control. Alright. So, what a lot of people do when they play their multi-balls is, well, aside from Jam, you know, if they're in Tour or Album, they don't go for the jackpot shots. They just go for their note shots to build that song jackpot. And they go for the fire lane completions to get that song jackpot lit. When I'm in Album Multiball, I'll actually play out Album Multiball because I've gotten it to where it's worth some pretty good points. You know, I come out with like 40 million points from it. And then all that goes into your super jackpot value. So if you get it to where you can collect the super jackpot, it can be quite valuable. But if you're having multi-balls like I am right now, you're not going to collect shit. Alright, back to Jam. Yeah, that's right, I turned extra balls off completely as well, so no extra balls now. Wow, and so that's game. Okay, I'll explain it, Burrs. I'll do one more game and I'll explain it. So we're going to do something like Rock and Roll Train. So how you start your multi-balls? Well, first you need to know how to qualify them. So, for Jam Multiball, it's just ramps. So, watch this. So, watch the DMD. There's going to be an animation that flashes by saying X amount of hits for Jam Multiball. So, bam, 5 more hits for Jam Multiball. And you can hit either the left or right ramp to progress that. So, for Jam Multiball, it's both ramps. For Tour Multiball, it's both orbits. And then for Album Multiball, it's either of the 3 main target banks on the lower part of the playfield. Once you qualify the multiball, it lights and you start it by hitting the right ramp. Hitting the right ramp is, you can call it loading the cannon. And you load the cannon to start that multiball once it's flashing down here. And even if there's another animation playing, so like I've got Rock and Roll Train going, so left ramp activates the Rock and Roll Train shots. So that animation is going to override the Jam Multiball progression animation. But every time you hit that ramp, it still progresses towards your Jam Multiball. So Jam Multiball is lit, I load the cannon, and now we start Multiball. Yep, exactly, Burrs. And then the goal is just to hit those same shots again and again and again. When you're in that multi-ball, for Jam, just hit the ramps again. And if you hit a certain amount of jackpots, if you reach the jackpot threshold, you'll light your super jackpot, which can be very valuable, depending on what you've done. See, I actually got an Atta-Ball, or I used my VIP pass to spot a note, which gave me an Atta-Ball. I didn't really want to do that yet, because the game had actually, I guess ball save was still active. It kicked another ball in. So I actually wasted that Atta-ball. So like I said, you're just hitting the same ramps over and over. You know, if you can actually hit your ramps. I'm getting a lot of rejections today. And the game needs to be leveled pretty badly. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of straight down the middles from the bell. You know, if you're on location, you can't do a thing about that, right? But in a home scenario, you can fix all that stuff. You should fix all that stuff. Because I don't find enjoyment out of playing games like this where a critical shot will more likely than not go straight down the middle. Or a critical feed. So, you know, when I was doing the Buffalo Pinball stream, I got really lazy with, like, maintaining my games. And I'm kind of getting back in the mood again to fiddle with them a little bit. That is a badass pinball machine. It is. Yeah, so we got a nasty lean. We've also got, as a result of that, balls going straight down the middle from the bell feed a lot. And then I think another slight result of that is ramp rejections, particularly the left ramp. Right ramp isn't as bad, but left ramp has been really, really inconsistent today. But something else also, you know, kind of feeding into that is my flickers need to be rebuilt. And the game could also be cleaned. There's a whole lot of little things that are kind of like quote-unquote wrong right now that add up for like an experience that just doesn't feel right. And again, like I said, you know, if I was on route, I'd have no right to complain, really. I mean, it's, you just have to play it as is, right? But in a home scenario, you can control all that. So, alright, so we're back in the jam multi-ball. Like I said, Burrs, it's just ramps, 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 ramps. But you always need to figure out what your shots are for the Atta-ball. So for me, it's the right orbit. So there's the Atta-ball. Do you guys have an AC/DC on route there, Burrs? Is that why you're wondering what things do? Dude, that was actually dumb right there. Wow, yeah, I really paid the price for that. I actually tried backhanding the bell shot. God, I told myself that would be it, but alright, one more. I kind of want to just milk War Machine all day and see what happens. Like, really just go for that spinner. There will be one in League. Awesome. Okay, well, if you ever have any questions, man, just let me know. Yeah, so in League play, what I'd highly recommend is really just getting used to those ramps and just playing ramps all day. But then you need to figure out how your Atta-ball works. Atta-ball is crucial. How do you like VIP passes? Oh, you anticipate being in C division? Just getting multi-ball going is likely a good standing. Yeah. How do you like VIP passes? Skill shot gives you one. Yep. Yeah, skill shot gives you one. Picking off notes that you light will also give you some VIP passes occasionally. That's why it's good to be constantly picking off your note shots. And what you need to know, Burrs, is you need to pick a song you're comfortable with I recommend Whole Lotta Rosie or War Machine or Shook Me All Night Long. Those are songs where it's really easy to get your notes lit. Because getting your Add-A-Ball means you've gotten all your notes during Multiball. And you need to know what songs light your notes in case they're not lit. I like Whole Lotta Rosie because you plunge, it hits the top lanes, it lights all your shots immediately. And so by the time you get into Multiball, you're ready for, you're getting really close to your first Add-A-Ball already. Oh, that was horrible, man. Use our 1 VIP pass, because I knew I had 1 note left. I'm really not doing well with my shots. As you can see, I'm having a hell of a time getting under control as well. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that was a decent jam Multiball. I mean, as far as points, it was okay. But I say it's decent because we made a lot of really good progress towards our super jackpot. So I'm going to be focusing on getting back into jam Multiball again. I'm going to go ahead and stick it out with War Machine. The spinner value is pretty high right now. It's like 60,000 a spin. So you hit it, and you get several 100,000 points from it. Now, I want to say the song Jackpot... Is the song Jackpot lit? It is lit. I don't want to cash in the song Jackpot yet. That's the problem. It's up to a slightly decent value, especially if I had it multiplied. I'm thinking about doing is just trying to prep Tour Multiball now. Since Tour Multiball is good because, you know, you can, yep, there it is. Just milk the spinner all day. And you'll get jackpots for that Multiball. I got Bell and Right Orbit for my Add-A-Ball. But I also need to get those fire lanes down. Actually, I should probably go ahead and take my Add-A-Ball because I don't have a VIP pass. No VIP pass. Wow, what a waste of a Multiball. And I got the shot right at the end, too. Alright, we're just gonna stick with War Machine. Same song. Alright, well I guess it's, I was gonna say TNT maybe? I'm shooting like a freaking noob, man. I keep trying to shoot on the fly, and it's a really bad idea with how this game's playing right now. You have to get cradled up and make a good, educated shot. If you're shooting, like, stand-up targets on the fly, super bad idea. It's always a bad idea to hit them to begin with, but to be doing it on the fly, not really lining up your shot, is not wise at all, really. Well, that was a missed opportunity. What I really should have done, well, never mind. There's a lot of things you should do. There's that straight down the middle drain from the top that's screwing me over as well. So that's why I've got to get this game leveled again. You can actually look at the, well, you can't see it in the camera feed, obviously, but you can, in person, just look at the back box head, and it's like tilted down to the left, and it's always a sign that the game's leaning to the left. Hey, Red Dwarf, how's it going, man? Yeah, I wasn't planning on going for 2 hours, honestly, man. Was not planning on it, actually. I was actually expecting to have a couple of, like, really solid games. I'd be like, I'm done. I feel good. But in reality, what's happened is I've had a bunch of really kind of awful games. Yeah, so I lost the song Jackpot on the previous ball. I'm just going to focus on picking off my shots. Try to get my add-a-ball ready. Try to get my multiplier up as well. Here's the add-a-ball. By the way, Red Dwarf, I wanted to say thanks for leaving your comment on my my 2017 year in review video. You guys have been, over the last couple of days, been making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, man. I appreciate it. We haven't had that many views on it. We've had some really great comments, so thank you so much, man. Alright, so let's go back in the jam multi-ball. Oh, look at that. You're at a work meeting. Okay, Burrs. Well, if I'm not here when you're back, then take it easy, man. Yeah, so Jam Multi-Ball is lit, so I'm going to go ahead and cash it in. We're really close to the Super Jackpot now, I know it. And the Super Jackpot is good points, especially when you get the bell going. So we got 2x playfield again. One more for 3x playfield. I'm just going to leave it like that, actually. Because if you can get the super lit, there's a little trick. Wow. I'm just really overshooting or undershooting today, and there goes our multiplier again. I completely effed it up, man. Is the Super Jackpot lit? I don't think it is. But we might get a song Jackpot doubled. Nope. We get collect bonus doubled. Great. 10 million. Whoop-de-doo. Might as well get that. Okay. I was going to say get that 3x playfield. Why not, right? This has been an absolutely horrible showing today. Like 100 mil tops is really pathetic for me. It's really pathetic for me. Like I feel like I just want to keep playing until I get a really big score. You are absolutely right, man. I love it when comments are more than just like, "Hey, good job." like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for commenting. But no, really, every comment helps. I mean, there's metrics and stuff like that, but I mean, like the comments where people actually like say something, like, those are the best comments. You know, because like part of like what got me into doing the YouTube stuff is the interaction. I mean, same with Twitch, really. You know, if no one ever came in and said anything in Twitch, I probably wouldn't do Twitch, because what's the point, right? Same with YouTube, you know. I mean, there's other things with YouTube. Obviously, there's like the monetary aspect and whatever. You know, I wouldn't mind trying to turn it into a part-time job. I mean, I basically treat it as like a full-time job outside of my full-time job. But to be able to legitimately say it's a part-time job, like, you know, would be nice eventually. And it's getting there, but still got a long ways to go. But still, I mean, it's all about the interaction, though. I mean, that's the first thing. There's lots of other little things that keeps me doing it, but the interaction is the first one. So, all right. Well, since Red Dwarf's here, I'll do one more. It's only 9:30 though. When I was doing the Buffalo Pinball stream, I would start at 9, so it's not like I've gone till noon. So, and let me check my email here. I haven't set up notifications yet, so I don't know if like anyone's followed me here, my pinball channel. So I'm gonna check my pinball email, see what happens. Yeah, no follows. But I'll leave my inbox up just in case. It's kind of the old way. The old way I would monitor follows on my pinball channel. I wish, Red Dwarf. But if I ever had the opportunity to do full-time on YouTube, I would have to move to a different part of the country, because I would not, especially doing the retro thing, I would not be able to support myself here. I mean, rent alone is $1,600 a month. Like, I'm making, with Patreon, like $200 a month on YouTube, if I'm lucky. Like, trust me, I'm not looking at full-time. It would be amazing if it happened, but I don't expect my kind of niche to like blow up or anything like that. But if I got to like the $800 a month threshold or something like that, I could potentially look at moving south, and that would pay for, you know, a mortgage or something like that in some random middle of the nowhere place. But I live in, you know, one of the priciest areas in the United States, so where I'm living right now, yeah, it definitely would not fly. But I mean, it would be awesome. One can dream, but I try not to dream about it, because I know it's not gonna happen. But you know, if I can say I've got a good hobby that pays for itself and some, then I think that's good. That's awesome. It's more than I could ask for. I mean, if you saw the revenue that was brought in when my channel was at like 2011, I think I made like $1 the first year I was able to start monetizing, and the second year was like $10. I don't think I got my first Google payout until like 2014. I mean, and then that's when you get your first payout. That's when like you get the bug. You're like, huh, maybe I can actually make some money off this, you know? Like, for me, having a hobby that pays for itself is awesome. It's still not actually at the point where it really pays for itself yet, because I buy so much crap that I haven't actually really made anything. Alright, well, let's have a little fun. This will be our last game. Let's have a little fun. We'll do, For Those About to Rock. So, For Those About to Rock, your cannon's always lit. Where the hell is it? There we go. So, you have to make clever use of your cannon when you're playing this mode. But yeah, Red Dwarf, I appreciate the kind words, man. And Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever become like something where I could, you know, sustain a lack of work or something from it, but it is something that can absolutely help, especially in the current part of my life where, you know, I make okay money, but I'm in a living situation where I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm in that situation where I'm kind of thinking about trying to move elsewhere to try to get a roommate again, because, you know, oops, survival is, I don't have that cushion that I want, you know, so I'll try it again. Open up a pinball store. But that requires upfront capital that I don't have. I can't even go out and buy a pinball machine unless I sell a pinball machine. So yeah, my pinball collection's not worth the whole ton. I'm definitely the kind of person, though, where I'd prefer to do my own thing. You know, which is why being on my own with my pinball stuff, again, is nice, because I prefer to have, like, full control of everything I'm doing. Not really being partnered anymore with video game stuff is nice. It's, you know, it's all in my own court. Holy crap, dude. I just want to have one, like, freaking decent game before I leave. One decent game. One decent game. One decent game. Alright, I gotta turn this heat off. Bogging me down, Patchouli. But yeah, what's awesome about the YouTube stuff, Red Dwarf, is that, you know, we've got a really good community over there. You know, I think about that all the time. Like, I have a lot of people that watch me on Twitch, but they're very, like, sporadic, you know. But on YouTube, we have, like, a nice, awesome, consistent crowd. And it's a totally different vibe than what I get on Twitch. It's another one of those things that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, because, like, I'll have days where I don't feel like doing my weekly stream, but the second I get it set up and I hit stream, chat starts rolling in immediately, and I'll step away for 10 minutes while, you know, I'm doing other stuff, and I'll walk back to my computer, and there'll be a whole crowd there. It's just like, oh man, you guys are awesome. You know, it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So, it's nice, you know, having that community there. Yeah, I hear you, man. I don't blame you either. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch that many people stream. I have to be in, like, a very specific mood to watch people stream. And so when people don't show up to my streams, like, I don't blame them. I understand. And the thing is, I stream all the time. Like, I streamed yesterday, I streamed the day before, I streamed the day before that. If I'm bored tomorrow after work, I'll probably stream again, you know? So yeah, I totally don't blame people for not tuning into Twitch. Especially on the regular. Like, once in a while, okay, I get it, but I mean, I get viewers that tune in almost, you know, every stream. But it's not, I don't know, it's not to the same level that it is on YouTube. It's not anywhere close. And then on Twitch, people have a tendency of being lurkers much more often. Much more often. I find that on YouTube, people are much more interactive. People are much more likely to say hi and then bye, which is nice. You know, on YouTube it just feels more personable. And since I don't stream all the time on YouTube, it's easier for people to come in on a weekly basis. Right on, Red Dwarf. Remember, this is my pinball channel right here, Red Dwarf. I won't be going live on the pinball channel as much, so you shouldn't be getting hammered with notifications. You know, if I go live here, it's probably only going to be once every couple weeks at best. I mean, there might be some exceptions. Like if I have friends over playing pinball, then I'll do a stream. Yeah, this is my pinball channel. And, there we go.
Get ready to fire the cannon.
On my main Twitch channel, though, you're gonna get bombarded with notifications. I mean, it's very common for me to stream like 4 or 5 times a week. So just a heads up. I know I don't personally like notifications. I have them turned off for everything that I do. You know, so I try to warn people if they turn notifications on. I'm like, hey, I do stream all the time here on my gaming channel. Alright, so we're doing alright so far. Not huge points yet. We haven't really cashed in a song jackpot. But really good progress towards our super jackpot. Which, we haven't even cashed in a super jackpot yet. Come to think of it. Which is actually really sad, because that's one of those things I do, like, probably almost every damn game. But I have not been playing well today. There we go. Oh, gotcha, man. Yeah. Yeah, I have gotten into the habit of posting on Twitter, because I've noticed some patterns where some people, they only know that I'm streaming if I post it on Twitter. I used to have notifications on Twitter automatically for Twitch, but I figured people were just kind of like muting me because I wasn't really posting much outside of those automatic notifications. So I turned them off for Twitch. But now I'm trying to occasionally post them, not all the time, but you know, just once here and there, just to let people know that I am live on Twitch. Like on my pinball stream here, I don't know if I've got Twitch notifications or Twitter notifications on for it. I had to post that one manually. Alright, jam is lit again. Alright, let's get that super jackpot. That's our edible. Good. Not good. God damn it, man. Yeah, super's still not lit. That was horrible. I only got 2 jackpots for that. Alright, 3x playfield. We're doing it! Yeah, noise is a legitimate issue. I have started to run into that as a problem in the last couple of years with the current set of neighbors below. I used to just play in the middle of the night with no complaints, but the current set of neighbors complains. So I do have to like watch out for like the times of day I play it. Which is kind of a bummer because nighttime is my favorite time to play. Because I work the overnight shift, so on my days off, I'm up all night. Alright, need to hit that left orbit to get that attaboy ready. Oh my god. Yeah, the thing about pinball machines as well is they're not cheap. You can get cheap ones, but the really cheap ones are really old machines that might have limited appeal. Or even if they're really good for their era, they might get old. Like, they might get boring. Old is kind of the wrong thing to say. They are already old, but they might get boring after a while. Yeah, I remember about 2 years ago, I got one of my favorite machines, and I had some friends over, we were playing it, and after they left, it was like 11:30 at night, I had like a full case of beer ready to go. I was gonna get shit-faced playing this game. It was gonna be amazing. And then like 5 minutes in, my neighbors knock on the door, and I just kind of pretended like I wasn't making any noise. They were brand new at the time. They had just moved in. And they only speak like broken English. They're from another country. And I just kind of looked at them and was like, yeah, no, I'm not making any noise. I don't know what you're talking about. Already half drunk by that point because my friends were already here. But after, you know, after I closed the door, I did stop playing. I was like, God! I was so aggravated. Because up to that point, 2 years prior, up to that point, it hadn't been a problem. Or if it had been a problem, it was because the game audio was like cranked super, super loud. But I had the game audio really low, so it was the mechanics of the machine that was causing all the noise that they heard. There's our super jackpot. We finally got one. We finally freaking got one. And that's the game. That was still not a great game. I mean, if that was like league play or competition, it would be fine. But when I play personally, I expect 200-300 mil. You know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, they could have just called the cops. Yeah, so it was good that they didn't do that. Although my apartment complex says that if you do ever have an issue with your neighbors, don't call the cops. Like, notify the leasing office so they can handle it. But, I mean, still, that's not going to stop them from calling the cops. They'll still call the cops. But, yeah, that hasn't happened, fortunately. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm in an apartment. I should be thankful that I can have 5 pinball machines in here and get away with playing them, you know. During the day, it's not an issue at all, you know, and I can crank the volume up really high. There aren't any noise limits that the apartment complex imposes during the day. So from, I think it's like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., you can pretty much just make as much noise as you want. So what I do, if I play pinball, if I have friends over, I usually will play until 11. And if they stay after, we'll just kind of sit around and talk or play some video games after. Yeah. Sometimes I will actually start playing games in the middle of the night, though, some pinball. And what I've started to do over this last year is I can kind of tell when my neighbors are awake, like down below me. I can go and look out from my bedroom window, and I can see into their like dining room area. And if it's lit up, then I know they're down there or awake. And if it's not lit up, they're asleep. And sometimes I'll play certain games overnight when there's no light on, because their bedroom's not directly beneath the pinball machines. You know, it's in a separate area of the apartment, so it's one of those things where I'll just I'll only play specific games like AC/DC. I won't play at night because like the pop bumpers in particular are super loud on the game, and they fire really, really fast, and I can feel it. I can feel the floor rumbling beneath my feet because of that. But like Sharky's Shootout, it's not as bad. And even same with Dirty Harry, actually. So I'll play those games like in the middle of the night sometimes, under certain circumstances. Like if I'm not streaming on Twitch already, I'll check and see if their light's on. If their light's not on, then I'll give it a go. I'll mute the game volume or turn it down to like its minimal level. But so yeah, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. That was a 2-hour stream. I wasn't planning on doing that. I was just planning on like an hour maybe. But I don't know. I wasn't having very good games, but then some people popped in and started chatting, and you know, once you guys start chatting with me, that kind of will keep me here longer than I planned. So, but yeah, this is my first stream on this pinball channel in well over a year now. You know, because for those of you guys that didn't know, I was on the Buffalo Pinball channel for the last year, and I ended that at the last week of December. And I wasn't sure when I was gonna do a stream on my pinball channel, but you know, over the last week I've gotten the bug to do it. And then today, like I said, I worked from home all day. I was sitting down all night, and I just felt like standing up, doing something on my feet. So here we are. Hey, no problem, Red Dwarf. Always good to see you, man. Always good to chat it up with you. So I'm sure I'll see you soon, and I'll talk to you soon. And to anyone else out there lurking, thanks for checking out the stream again. Hope you guys are doing all right. I know for some of you it's been a long time, and I'll definitely do this more frequently when I feel like it. I'm not going to be on a schedule or anything, but when I feel like playing some pinball live on stream, I'll go ahead and do it. So, but alrighty, guys, take it easy.